I had to talk about a story that's very, very important. And albeit indirectly.
Stephen A. Smith just dropped the biggest bombshell in WNBA history because what he said has the whole league losing its mind. Word is, a storm's brewing around the Indiana Fever. And Smith's latest comments have fans wondering if Caitlin Clark's on-court protector, Sophie Cunningham, is secretly planning a shocking 2026 exit. His words didn't just rattle nerves. They hinted at a total Fever roster shakeup that could rewrite the team's future. But before we unpack what this chaos really means, let's rewind and see how this drama exploded, and why it's way bigger than one contract gone wrong. The whispers began when Stephen A. Smith started tossing around ideas of a brand new WNBA super team. At the heart of this fantasy lineup? Caitlin Clark, the golden face of the league, and Sophie Cunningham, the fearless enforcer who doesn't blink under pressure. Smith painted a picture of a power duo too dominant to ignore, but his words also suggested that for this dream to happen, someone's got to go. And just like that, fans started wondering if Cunningham's time in Indiana is already counting down. Stephen A. Smith's influence in sports media isn't just big, it's colossal. When he speaks, general managers stop typing, agents grab notebooks, and fans start building dream rosters in their heads. His ESPN throne gives him access to insider gossip and behind-the-scenes dynamics that most talking heads could only dream of. So when he started teasing the idea of Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark joining forces somewhere else, it wasn't mindless speculation. It was a red flag that something real might already be brewing in secret boardrooms. But that was only the opening act of this saga. To see why this rumor hits so hard, you've got to understand who Sophie Cunningham really is for the Fever. She's not some background name. She's the muscle, the shield, the player who steps up the moment anyone dares to get rough with Caitlin Clark. All through the 2025 season, Cunningham built her brand as one of the league's most fearless defenders and unshakable competitors. Every time rivals tried to shove, trip, or crowd Clark, it was Cunningham who came storming in to make sure the message was clear. Mess with the star, and you deal with the bodyguard. Whenever someone tried to rough up Caitlin Clark, it was Sophie Cunningham who jumped right in without hesitation. She's that rare kind of teammate every superstar secretly dreams of. Someone who'll take the technical foul, eat the criticism, and still make it crystal clear that touching the franchise player means you're asking for trouble. This fiery chemistry built an unspoken pact between the two, and before long, fans crowned Cunningham as Clark's official bodyguard. Their connection wasn't just hype, it was electric. The Fever's energy shot through the roof. Their spotlight grew brighter, and that's exactly what makes the current rumors so explosive. Because now, with Cunningham's contract situation looming, all that loyalty and protection suddenly have a price tag attached. Now here's where things get juicy. Sophie Cunningham is about to hit the jackpot. She's becoming an unrestricted free agent. Translation: she's no longer locked to the Indiana Fever after the 2025 season. Her one-year, $100,000 deal is about to expire, and that means she finally holds all the cards. For the first time in her career, Cunningham gets to call the shots. She can talk to any team, name her price, and choose exactly where she wants to play next. In the ruthless world of pro sports, that kind of freedom is the ultimate power move. Unlike restricted free agents, whose old teams can swoop in and match any offer, Cunningham's unrestricted status makes her a completely free agent. The Fever can't block her, can't counter her, and can't control her next step. And that's huge, especially in the WNBA, where players rarely get this kind of leverage. For years, tight salary caps and strict team control kept movement limited. But Cunningham's timing? Absolutely perfect. She's hitting the open market right when the league's entire money game is about to flip upside down. The WNBA is on the verge of a massive shakeup, and what happened next only poured gasoline on the fire. Out of nowhere, Sophie Cunningham decided to drop a headline-worthy bomb on her own podcast. With zero hesitation, she declared, "The next team I play for, I want a bigger contract so I can buy a house and be homey and cozy." Translation? She's done playing small. She wants a serious bag and a long-term deal that screams respect. The phrase "next team" sent fans into a frenzy, practically confirming what everyone was afraid to admit. Cunningham might already be looking past Indiana. Sure, some people tried to play it off like casual chatter or a harmless slip. But let's be real. Athletes at her level know exactly what they're saying. When you're recording on your own podcast, every word is intentional. Cunningham knew the storm she was about to unleash, and she clearly wanted it. This wasn't a mistake. It was a loud, clear message to every front office out there. I'm available, I'm hungry, and I'm open for business. Even the real estate angle spoke volumes. Talking about wanting to buy a house. That's not just comfort talk. That's a hint she's after stability. No more one-year prove-it deals. She's eyeing a long-term home, a city to settle in, and a contract that actually reflects her worth to a championship-caliber team. For too long, WNBA stars have had to hustle overseas or chase endorsements just to make ends meet. And Cunningham's words made one thing clear: that era might finally be ending. For years, NBA players have hustled overseas, chased brand deals, and juggled side gigs just to make basic financial security a reality. Sophie Cunningham's comments weren't just personal, they echoed a much bigger truth. Players want to earn enough from their WNBA salaries alone to live decently year-round. This fight isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about dignity, respect, and getting paid fairly for the value and entertainment these athletes deliver. But right as talk of a massive new contract for Cunningham began heating up, a curveball came straight from the Fever's own front office. Apparently, management's top off-season priority isn't Cunningham. It's re-signing three-time All-Star Kelsey Mitchell. That revelation instantly raised eyebrows and one brutal question. If the Fever throw a huge chunk of their budget at Mitchell, what's left for Cunningham and the deal she's demanding? See, Kelsey Mitchell isn't just good, she's elite. One of the most lethal scorers in WNBA history, capable of single-handedly flipping a game with her shot-making and clutch dominance. Losing her would crush the Fever's championship hopes, and the front office knows it. That's why they've made it loud and clear. Mitchell comes first. But here's the cold reality. In a salary cap league, you can't keep everyone. Big choices must be made, and those choices usually mean watching good players walk out the door. The Fever right now are staring straight at that painful truth. Sports insiders call it a luxury problem, but for the Indiana Fever, it's more like a financial nightmare. They've built a stacked roster with too many stars and not nearly enough cash to keep them all happy. It's the kind of good problem that comes with a major catch. Someone's getting left out. Do they throw the big money at Kelsey Mitchell, their proven scorer? Do they lock in Sophie Cunningham, the fearless defender and heartbeat of their chemistry? Or do they stash that cap space for the future mega deals of Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston? There's no winning answer here, and whatever path they choose, part of the fan base will feel betrayed. To make things even trickier, the WNBA itself is about to explode financially. The league is deep into talks for a new collective bargaining agreement, CBA, that's set to send salaries soaring. Sure, teams will have bigger budgets, but the top-tier stars are going to want every dollar they can get. The current CBA has been dragged for years as too stingy, especially compared to the league's skyrocketing revenue. With fresh TV deals, surging sponsorships, and sold-out arenas powered by the Caitlin Clark effect, the WNBA money machine is booming, and players are ready to cash in. Early leaks hint that the salary cap could jump by over 50%, completely reshaping how teams are built and how stars are valued. That's why the Fever front office has to play chess, not checkers. In just a few short years, they'll have to sign Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston to massive extensions. Clark, the face of the league and a generational talent, will likely command a max deal pushing past $500,000 a year once the new CBA hits. And Boston, she's not far behind. Make a full recovery, that injury changes everything. Teams know it. Agents know it. And most importantly, Sophie Cunningham knows it. Coming off an MCL tear means her next contract will be a test of faith from whichever franchise steps up first. Do they believe she can return to full strength? Or will they hesitate, waiting to see if she can still play with the same fire, physicality, and defensive toughness that made her so valuable in the first place. For Cunningham, this moment is both risky and powerful. She's entering free agency with a story that's bigger than a stat line. She's a proven leader, a locker room glue player, and one of the few WNBA athletes with crossover fan appeal beyond the court. That's why so many teams are circling. The Las Vegas Aces could use her grit to balance their superstar offense. The New York Liberty could give her a massive stage and the marketing muscle that comes with the country's biggest media market. And the Phoenix Mercury, where her career began, might see her return as a full-circle redemption story, reuniting with a fan base that still